So I want to read the Bhagavad Gita because I am culturally Hindu. I was raised Hindu, but I honestly know very little about Hinduism outside of our traditions and our lived culture. And I just want to better understand where some of those are rooted in. So I'm going to be reading a verse a day and recording my thoughts on it as they come. I'm reading Barbara Stoller Miller's translation because I've had this book in my personal library since I was this is so embarrassing. I think since I was 15 or 16. And whenever I travel, whenever I move, when I went to undergrad, I've carried this book with me every single time, thinking that I will do what I'm about to do, and somehow it was just never the right moment. But here we are. I don't particularly know whether or not this is the correct translation in English, I should specify, but it's what I have, it's what I've wanted to read, and what drew me to it is the beautiful cover art, and I got it for 50 cents. So yeah, here we go. The first teaching, Arjuna's dejection. Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya, tell me what my sons and the sons of Pandu did when they met, wanting to battle on the field of Kuru, on the field of sacred duty. Sanjaya, your son, Duryodhana, the king, seeing the Pandava forces arrayed, approached his teacher Drona and spoke in command. My teacher, see the great Pandava army arrayed by Drupada's son, your pupil, intent on revenge. Here are heroes, mighty archers, equal to Bhima and Arjuna in warfare. Duryodhana, Virata, and Drupada, your sworn foe on his great chariot. Here too are Drishtaketu, Sakitana, and the brave king of Benares, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, and the manly king of the Shibis. Yudhamanyu is bold, and Uttamajus is brave. The sons of Subhadra and Draupadi all command great chariots. Now, honored priest, mark the superb men on our side as I tell you the names of my army's leaders. They are you, and Bhishma, Karna, and Kripa, a victor in battles, your own son Ashvatthama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta. Many other heroes also risked their lives for my sake, bearing varied weapons and skilled in the ways of war. Guarded by Bhishma, the strength of our army is without limit, but the strength of their army, guarded by Bhima, is limited. In all the movements of battle, you and your men stationed according to plan must guard Bhishma well. Bhishma, fiery elder of the Kuros, roared his lion's roar and blew his conch horn, exciting Duryodhana's delight. Conches and kettle drums, cymbals, tabors, and trumpets were sounded at once, and the din of tumult arose. Standing on their great chariot, you worked with white stallions. Krishna and Arjuna, Pandu's son, sounded their divine conches. Krishna blew Pankajanya, wand from a demon. Arjuna blew Devadatta, a gift of the gods. Fierce wolf-bellied Bhima blew Boundra, his great conch of the east. Yudhishthira, Kunti's son, the king, blew Anantavijaya, conch of boundless victory. His twin brothers, Nakula and Sahadeva, blew conches, resonant and jewel-toned. The king of Benares, a superb archer, and Shikandan on his great chariot, Drishtadyumna, Virata, and indomitable Satyaki all blew their conches. Drupada, with his 5 grandsons, and Subhadra's strong-armed son, each in his turn blew their conches, O king. The noise tore the hearts of Dhritarashtra's sons, and tumult echoed through heaven and earth. Arjuna, his war flag a rampant monkey, saw Dhritarashtra's son assembled as weapons were ready to clash, and he lifted his bow. He told his charioteer, Krishna, halt my chariot between the armies. Far enough for me to see these men who lust for war, ready to fight with me in the strain of battle. I see men gathered here, eager to fight, bent on serving the folly of Dhritarashtra's son. When Arjuna had spoken, Krishna halted their splendid chariot between the armies. Facing Bhishma, and Drona, and all the great kings, he said, Arjuna, see the Kuru men assembled here. Arjuna saw them standing there, fathers, grandfathers, teachers, uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, and friends. He surveyed his elders and companions in both armies, all his kinsmen assembled together. Dejected, filled with strange pity, he said this, Krishna, I see my kinsmen gathered here wanting war. My limbs sink, my mouth is parched, my body trembles, the hair bristles on my flesh. The magic bow slips from my hand, my skin burns, I cannot stand still, my mind reels. I see omens of chaos, Krishna. I see no good in killing my kinsmen in battle. Krishna, I seek no victory, or kingship, or pleasures. What use to us are kingship, delights, or life itself? We sought kingship, delights, and pleasures for the sake of those assembled to abandon their lives and fortunes in battle. They are teachers, fathers, sons, and grandfathers, uncles, grandsons, fathers, and brothers of wives, and other men of our family. I do not want to kill them, even if I am killed, Krishna, not for kingship of all 3 worlds, much less for the earth. What joy is there for us, Krishna, in killing Dhritarashtra's sons? Evil will haunt us if we kill them, though their bows are drawn to kill. Honor forbids us to kill our cousins, Dhritarashtra's sons. How can we know happiness if we kill our own kinsmen? The greed that distorts their reason blinds them to the sin they commit in ruining the family, blinds them to the crime of betraying friends. How can we ignore the wisdom of turning from this evil when we see the sin of family destruction, Krishna? When the family is ruined, the timeless laws of family duty perish, and when duty is lost, chaos overwhelms the family. In overwhelming chaos, Krishna, women of the family are corrupted, and when women are corrupted, disorder is born in society. This discord drags the violators and the family itself to hell, for ancestors fall when rites of offering rice and water lapse. The sins of men who violate the family create disorder in society that undermines the constant laws of caste and family duty. Krishna, we have heard that a place in hell is reserved for men who undermine family duties. I lament the great sin we commit when our greed for kingship and pleasures drive us to kill our kinsmen. If Dhritarashtra's armed sons kill me in battle when I am unarmed and offer no resistance. It will be my reward. Saying this in the time of war, Arjuna slumped into the chariot and laid down his bow and arrows, his mind tormented by grief. So I obviously don't know how this story ends. My initial thought, and my thought directly stems from this being titled The First Teaching. I somehow vaguely remember someone telling me that the Gita is basically about Arjuna not wanting to go to war, and Krishna somehow saying that it's our moral duty. And it's hard to file away that thought, because one, it could be completely wrong, and two, it feels unsettling because Arjuna's statements really resonate with me. I don't understand why or how one meets evil with evil. And I love line 45. Arjuna states, I lament the great sin we commit when our greed for kingship and pleasures drives us to kill our kinsmen. And I guess the central question he's asking is in 39, how can we ignore the wisdom of turning from this evil when we see the sin of family destruction in Krishna? My questions are, why is this guy calling out to Krishna? Or I guess Krishna is the one pulling up in his chariot. One thing I immediately love is the pronoun use of there for Krishna. I was having a discussion with a friend about how we really don't know the sexual identities of these characters. And I don't know how it works in Sanskrit, but at least in Hindi, the formal pronoun for saying there, as in THEIR, and what in English translates to his or hers, the respectful or formal version of that is the same. It's unke. And so I wonder if this translator had translated it to there with that intention to retain that sense of formality of the pronoun, yet as it reads, it also offers a different interpretation for possibly a more modern reader, the identity of Krishna's pronouns as they, them, as opposed to the traditional he, him classically presented. What else? Filled with strange pity. I loved 26 as well. Arjuna saw them standing there, fathers, grandfathers, teachers, uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, and friends. All his kinsmen assembled together, wanting war. I see no victory, he says to Krishna, or kingship or pleasures. What use to us are kingship, delights, or life itself? See, that on 32 feels like where I could see the Gita really spiraling from. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I've waited so long to read this, and I'm nervous that this is going to be a justification for war and conquering and I don't know, and all the war crimes that are associated with quote unquote making the world a better place. Yeah, I guess my real takeaway from verse 1 is Arjuna seems like a really great guy. And he seems very wise in not wanting to kill, rightfully so, his kin, since he's their king, I guess. Evil will haunt us if we kill them, though their bows are drawn to kill. How can we know happiness if we kill our own kinsmen? Even if the other person, like, I feel like those lines are now entering the territory of self-defense, but maybe they'll also get into a meditation on it all depends on what you're fighting for. I don't know. I'm team Arjuna, but I have a feeling, since this is considered the first teaching and it's Arjuna's dejection, that he's about to get told that he needs to go on with the war. Of course, one other gripe I have with this already is the concept of corruption of women. When women are corrupted, disorder is born in society. Fundamentally, I understand the claim here, but it also offers this argument that the moral ethos of a society rests on the protection and preservation of women, which we all understand is really not the correct interpretation to hold and perpetuate in society. Not to say that, women should be killed and corrupted, but that holding women as a reflection of a society's piety, or you know what I'm saying. And what do they even mean by corruption? I mean, I'm thinking of, my immediate thought in times of war is women being corrupted equals women being assaulted, sexual or otherwise. So is it, again, read in between the lines, not protecting women's virginity and their godly status? Probably, which is annoying and frustrating, but I'm committed to completing this one teaching at a time.